young the most. You got that strong mind.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Felicia Catson for a new episode of In the Music. This week we have a new Up Next Artist of the Week, and that is Bashir Hogue. How are you?
I'm great. Fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming in the music.
Not a problem.
Yes. So first things first, I would like to know, who is Bashir? How did you get into music? What kind of inspired you to actually get into music?
So, my name is Bashir Hogue. I'm a singer. I always wanted to be a singer when I was younger. So, I would see Michael Jackson. You know, I guess when I first saw Michael Jackson in the moonwalk, I said I wanted to do music. And I was very young back then. So the thing is, I saw that, and then I saw Prince sing, and I was like, wow, they're great artists. So I said, I want to do what they're doing. And from there, my mom was just like, okay, you sure? And then all of a sudden, I just started singing around the house a lot, you know, getting on people's nerves. So that let my mom and my dad know, okay, yeah, he wants to sing. And, you know, not the fact that I just wanted to sing, but it was actually it was a gift to do it and a talent to do it. So I knew it was there, and I knew that that it was something that I had to do, because I got my first solo in church. And, you know, it was a song called Trouble Don't Last Always by Timothy Wright. And from there, because that was like an adult song. So when they gave it to me, I was like 8. When they gave it to me, they was like, yeah, he got it. So from there, I just been going to like talent shows, you know, different things like that. And then I knew professionally I wanted to do it. And then I was at an event, and then LaFace Records saw me, never signed me, but they saw me.
That's always good though.
It's always good. It's always good. They was like, you know, we're interested. Well, they didn't sign me because my mom said no, because I was too young. Which I knew I was too young too, but I just didn't know the ins and outs of the industry, and then I would have got sucked in. And so from what she was saying, and from what I look at now, yeah, I would have. But the thing is, I'm glad that I was able to do all of that stuff, because now I'm definitely into this music thing. This is my life. I wake up doing music. Wake up, I sing music, I write music. Sometimes I'm eating and I'm singing. So yeah.
Hey, multitasking, you know, it makes your day go faster.
Yes, it does.
So I read at the age of 10, you started singing in the church. And from there, when did you start kind of taking it more seriously, going into the talent shows?
I think, I think I know. When LaFace saw me, when they saw me, and then they told my mom, that's a gift, and you need to harness on it and make sure he doesn't, you know, he can do other stuff, but make sure he does that too, because that's powerful, you know. And I said, let me take this thing serious, and I wanted to sing professionally. So I got on a few people's projects that, you know, that were in the gospel industry, and I did some things behind like closed doors or whatever, and then it kind of got out to, you know, me doing background for like Tremaine Harkins and people like that. So it was, you know, I said, okay, this thing is serious. So I took it serious, you know, and I became a professional singer. You know?
Okay. That's always good. So how did you kind of just formulate what type of artist you wanted to be?
At first I didn't know, because I was young and I didn't know who I was. And even in my, you know, teens and going to my 20s, I still didn't know. You know, I was trying to mimic other singers because I thought that's what people wanted. And then I guess when I came to the realization of that I'm grown, I said I need to find my own identity. So, and finding that, I found it the way of people telling me stop singing like other people. So that's how I found it. I said, let me find my own niche. So that's how I found it.
And then you just basically kind of just created your sound. So what inspired your musical sound? Just listening to your new project, I can hear the gospel, I can hear the soul and the R&B. You know, I could tell you probably was a poet, you know, I hear the little interludes and stuff like that. So how did you formulate your sound?
For what, the album, or just basically me?
Just you.
So as an artist, I see a lot of artists, and they how I formulate my sound. Like as an artist, I see a lot of artists that say, I don't sound like nobody. I don't want to sound like nobody. That's the wrong way to go. Because if somebody can identify you with someone that's good and that can sing, that's a great thing. So how I identified my sound was with, you know, okay, hey, let me take some things from what D'Angelo's doing, Bilal is doing, what Prince is doing, Daryl Coley is doing. Let me take some stuff from what Sarah Vaughan is doing, and how I did that was basically by listening to them and say, hey, I can put that in what I do in my signature, because there's nothing wrong with putting a little bit of,
other people.
You know what I mean? Because people can identify. Like, when people go to like the Apollo, they want to identify with who you sing with. Or who
like, oh, that's young Prince right there. Oh, baby, you got some vocals.
Right. So it's a good thing for artists to do this. So I was told that, by, doing it, then you can, people can relate to you. So yeah, that's how I found my sound and how I was able to identify this is who I sound like. So yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good. Well, you're not only an artist, you're also a writer and director. You were able to write 3 plays and direct 2 of them. So how did you kind of transition that from your music into writing plays?
Well, how I transitioned to do writing my music into plays, well, it was just more so, I think that music, because the music can actually formulate to poetry, and poetry can, formulate into an actual movie story. So what I did was I just, took what I wrote and just made it into a longer script of a play. And I was able to write, certain plays that the church liked, and we did it, and it was successful for that time. So it was, but it was great for me to write, because I didn't know I can write until I did it. So yeah.
Okay. And then also, from you starting off as a gospel singer, would you describe your music now as more like an R&B soul?
Yes, I would. It's not. I had to tell a lot of people my album that's coming out is not gospel, and they were they were thinking that it was. They were like, "We won't believe you." When they heard it, I was like, "Oh, we believe you."
Yes.
And I said, "Because ain't no way I'm talking about Jesus, and I want to also look at you." Like, hold up. I for the gospel, I'm never leaving that. But at the same time, it was something. Gospel is something that's passionate for me, because it's my roots, and where I come from.
I can hear when you sing.
So I'm never leaving. I'm going to do another gospel album. I just wanted to explore other things, and right now, it's working. But at the same time, I'm not going to be gospel. So for me, that sound and in that genre, they still welcome, and they still like, like do something here. So but it's good. It's good.
Okay, so did you get any like pushbacks, or people were surprised, or how was that like, hey, I'm not doing a gospel album, I'm actually doing an R&B soul album?
I did. Actually, I was surprised of the people that liked it rather than the people I thought would like it. So the people that liked it were pastors and bishops, surprisingly, but the people that didn't like it, or didn't like the way I was going, because they didn't hear the album until when they heard the album, they was like, okay, well, it's all right. I like your little album. You know how we do. I like it.
That sounds like an auntie.
But so basically, some of the things that a few people said was like, well, don't stray one from God, don't trade on him and stuff like that, and I was like, where is this coming from? And then people would say stuff like, gain the whole world, lose your soul, stuff like that. I was like, oh, y'all Christian? But I was like, y'all crazy. But it allowed me to know that everybody's not gonna like you. They're not gonna like what you do. But as long as you're cool, because my thing is like, when I lay down, I want to know that I did what I wanted to do. Because for a long time, I was always told to do certain things. I was, even with music, I'll do this, do that. So for me to do this and do it the way I wanted to do it, it was good.
Yeah, and it's all about evolution of growth. You can never leave one thing. Like, I'm still in love with that, but I also can explore other things as well.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so getting into Love Factor. So how was that energy of like, I'm sitting down and I'm gonna create this project? So how did you formulate the album?
Wow. The first single was Love You Back. I wrote Love You Back while I was washing dishes. And I think what came to my mind was, I used to wash dishes when I was married. Now I'm divorced. So it was a lot of that going on, and in my head. And then I was singing like "Love You Back," but I was just singing it, and it just came to me. And so I needed the music to it, and I got a few of the producer Ron Hall and Will Attore. They said, "Hey, we got music for it," and they said, "Sing to it," and we actually went to the studio. I guess the following week after I sung it to them, and they said, "Okay, let's do an EP because it's an EP first." And it was like, because we don't know how people are going to relate to this. So we're going to do 4 songs for the station. And then people that started hearing Love You Back, you know, before it came out, they was like, you need to do an album. So we decided to do an album. And how we formulated was more so, it was a little difficult because it's called Song of Solomon. So we wanted the Song of Solomon, well, in Song of Solomon modern day. So Solomon is brought up to 2020 as me or as another gentleman, you know, and seeing certain things and, you know, women and then vanity and gold and silver and stuff like that. So how we formulated was telling a story. Okay, he comes into, you know, the 2020, and then all of a sudden he's looking at a mirror at himself. But what a lot of people don't know about Solomon is that he had a lot of issues, a lot of personality issues. So I wrote Personality Problem along with, you know, the producers. And then basically from there, we just said, okay, this is how we're going to go. And we form every song that you see is formulated by and formatted by Will Attore and Ron Hall. My format was a little different, but I like the way they did it, you know, and it worked out. It worked out perfectly. Yep.
Okay. So at the end of Minds, you were talking about fireflies. So have you ever caught any fireflies with someone?
Well, let me say this. That's not me.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a story. His name is T.W. Suggs, and he's a storyteller. But I asked him to put his stuff in it because he's a poet. So the thing was, the fireflies. I've caught fireflies by myself, thinking that I had somebody with me, but I've never done it. But I've done it, like I said before, I did it by myself with other friends that I was younger with. And there was this one girl I did like when I was in high school. Her name was Alice. That's when racism wasn't as bad. She was white, you know. But I was young. I was like, she was like 6 or whatever. And we saw bugs and we was chasing them. So I remember that more so. And just the authentic of just the popsicles and, you know, racing down, you know, concrete streets. Those are the times that, you know, people remember, and the reason why they're putting this because that's what I remember. So, it was.
It's like a fairy tale love when I was listening to it. I did not know that wasn't you. I was like, oh my God, that sounds so deep. I want to catch fireflies with someone. Come on.
I know, right?
Okay. And then also on the project, you have a song called Jill Scott. You know, she's from Philly as well. So what is your top 3 Jill Scott songs? Your favorite Jill Scott song? If you have to choose.
If I had to choose, it would be Long Walk. It would be Long Walk, and then it's another one called oh my gosh, it's right there. I see it in my head.
Sorry for putting you on the spot.
No, it's not a problem, because I love Jill Scott. It's definitely Long Walk, Getting in the Way, and what's the other one? Magic Number.
Okay.
Yeah, Magic Number. Yeah, they're those things. Yeah, I saw her live, and I was like, wow, this girl crazy. So, yeah.
What about her that you love so much?
The realness, you know, the way she just doesn't care how she performs on stage. It's like she's in this other world, you know, like she's there with everybody, but she's like, she just went to some type of moon, and she just said, this is what I'm getting from, you know, I don't do the universe thing, but this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing from the universe. You know, I'm quoting, you know, what she said one time. And when you look at her, yeah, you know, she's deep. You know, people like her, they're deep. You know, and it's deep, but it's not deep as far as what she's saying. You know, so her performance is crazy. You know, and the fact that you can just stand there and belt out notes the way she does and belt out certain sounds and sound like an instrument. That's crazy. That's crazy for somebody to have.
Are some people that you would love, are your wish list to work with?
My wish list, it would be her. She actually heard it. So we in some talk. So to do it, yeah.
I have a little remix.
Yep. We in some talk. It would be her. Definitely Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
And Sade and Rochelle Farrell.
Okay.
Those are ones that I would love to do something with right now. Yeah.
Okay. So I see you've been well versed. You were requested at the National Convention by Bill Clinton. So how did that come about?
I was in a program, and the program is called City Year. You do community service. It's not like, well, I ain't go to jail nothing like that, but what they did was they would want like the people from the neighborhood to do, clean up the neighborhood and, sweep out the ground and stuff like that. So I was in there for about like, you had to do like 75 hours of it. And so that particular group in Philly were going to a culmination. And President Bill Clinton was going. I mean, he was there. He was the keynote speaker, and they needed someone to sing. And I guess the person that was doing the actual event reached out to one of my boss and said, "Hey, do you have a singer?" They was like, "Yeah, we got singers." They was like, "Bashi, you want to sing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to sing." Then when they said his name, I said, "Sure, I want to sing."
I'll be there.
I'll be right there. I said, "Well, however," and we went to Ohio, and it was so crazy because I didn't know what to do because he walked past. I was like, "That's Bill Clinton," and but you know what? It's so funny because. When I walked in and they were very like strict about security and stuff like that, and they walked me up to the room along with other people that I was gonna sing with, and they said, "Well, you gonna wait for Bill here?" I said, "Bill who?" It's like, they said, "You gonna wait for the president?" I said, "No." And he actually came in the room and I dropped my Muppet out here. I said, "Whoa!" And he said, "I want to thank you for singing." For me, for the national anthem. And then I sung another song of mine, and he said, "You are really brilliant. You could really sing." And he said, "I want to say thank you so much for doing the service." And that was that for that. But it was great. I put that in my resume, as you said. So,
okay, let them know.
That's right.
Okay, so then I also saw that you won a London Stella Image Award. Is that correct?
Yeah, so let me explain this one. The London Stella Award was made up of people that didn't receive awards.
Okay.
So it was like a town in what is it called? London Ontario. It's over the L. And we was in that particular town. And what the person Jerry, what he did was he said, "I have an association, so I'm gonna give like people who but deserve awards, a Stella Award." And that's how I got the award. And I got it because of me singing and doing certain services for people, like going to soup kitchens to help the homeless and stuff like that. So I got that award there, actually in London. So it was good and it was great, and I took it back home with me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations still.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
course. Much. So were you performing or doing anything out there in London? Well, how is that music circuit out there?
The music circuit out there is very different, and different in the way of them receiving us better than we receive ourselves. Okay. They treat you like a king and a prince, or and a queen. They treat you well. Well, I don't know about now, but but back then they treated, when I went, they treated me like great. I stayed in a great hotel, and I got the room service, and I was like, "I'm who paying for this?" Because but they paid for everything, and they just wanted me to sing, and I didn't even know I was going to get the award until they told me that you're up for award. So, but as far as them with the music, they're really big on music. They're really big, and they love for us to come over and perform, and they pay top dollar. So yeah, they receive music very well. and it's very, for them, it's very fast. You know?
Okay. All right. So how do you want like an audience or people to perceive your music?
As transparent as I can be. I want them to know that, okay, you went through something and so did I. So this is what we all went through together, but I'm just gonna sing it, you know? And because I think what people want now is simplicity, and they want testimony. And because I guess, you know, a lot of people, from what I hear, even in the industry now, are just tired of, you know, I like Megan Thee Stallion, I like Beyonce, I like, you know, T.I., I like all of them. I just think that sometimes when you get something always, when you get the same format, you kind of say, okay, I want something different, you know?
Yep.
And you know what? Real quick, I tell people, if you go on SoundCloud, there are some artists.
Wonderful, great artists on SoundCloud.
See,
now look, they need a SoundCloud award because I'll be looking at them like, what is this?
Yeah.
I literally, to kind of off just a little bit, I found an artist on SoundCloud and I didn't know who he was. I loved the song. I went and played it every single day and he deleted it. Do you know I went to search on Instagram for this person and was never able to find him? I was so upset. But the SoundCloud.
Yeah, so I think people want something different and simplicity. They just want something that's going to touch them, you know. Because today right now, music is commercial. It's like, you know, it's about gold and silver. So
Okay. So how do you feel the state of the R&B in the music culture right now? Because, you know, R&B is picking up. You know, it ain't on as fast track as it once was in the early, the late 90s, how it was like that was the dominant genre versus hip hop, and now R&B has taken it back. So what do you say about that?
I don't think it's dead. I think it's very much alive. I just think that there are artists who sing R&B. They may feel, like for instance, Tank, I know he mentioned one time, he said, R&B not dead, you know, we still out here. What happened is, you know, hip hop took over so much to the point where we don't even hear the R&B in hip hop. But R&B is in hip hop. It's just that, you know, you hear the rappers, but what happens is, you know, the rappers are now like, hey, I need a singer. You know, I need somebody to sing behind the track. So, and that's what's going on, because a lot of people are missing R&B. So I think R&B is about to make a big turnaround and come back, because now people, where you gonna go? I mean, you sitting down in the house. So you're able to hear music now. You're able to sit down and hear music.
And listen to the full body of work.
And listen to the full body of work. And so I'm not gonna say the pandemic was all bad. It was, for me, it was good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, because people heard it. So I'm like, yeah.
Okay. So what is next for you?
I want a Grammy. I want that Grammy, and I'm gonna get it. I want a Grammy, and I'm gonna get it. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen with this album. Something gonna happen, but that's next. And also, there's some things that I'm doing. It's not. Well, it's sort of confirmed. I just got off an interview with Professor Griff. From Public Enemy and stuff like that, and there's some things we about to work out, and there's some other things that I'm going to work out with some people. I'm on some features that's happening. I can't confirm them yet because I heard tracks that they sent me, but some of them I don't like, so I can't say hold up. But there's some projects that's coming up that I'm going to be on, and someone is going to. This I was just gonna say, keep in mind Netflix. That's all when it comes to that.
I'm gonna keep in mind. Netflix killing all the time.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so keep in mind Netflix. Yep.
Okay. So where can everybody find you on social media?
So it's Bashir Hogue, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the other ones that's out there. But it's all Bashir Hogue. It's my first and last name. That's it. Yep.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
With me. I appreciate it so much.
Yes, I do too. It was a great. I'm gonna say this real quick. So there are a lot of interviews that I've done, and out of, and I'm not lying, I text Michelle, my publicist, all the time, and I say, this one was good. So out of maybe like 24 that I've done so far,
you busy.
You and this interview, and I think it was one other guy, and the one I just had with G Holla, and it was another guy that I had, and was the best. Because I'm gonna tell you why real quick, because I felt like I can kind of like come into the world of you interviewing me, and there was some that was just like, so where can I get it? I'm like, okay, well.
On all streaming platforms, baby.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Ooh.